So today I'm in my little Amish paradise here. The electricity is out today because the electricians are working on the transformer box, probably out in the cold somewhere. Anyway, power's out, they're working, so I thought it was very fitting that I had actually planned today to talk a bit about work at the Bruderhof. The only thing is that I can't make coffee after this because the electricity's out. I have to stoke my fire out back. Okay, anyway, so I've heard from a few people who joined the Bruderhof that when they joined, they were looking for something more than just going to church on Sunday. That they were looking for a way of life where they could live out their faith every day of the week. And that's really what we try to do here. Our faith and daily life just go together. So daily life, of course, here means work, as it probably does for everybody else. But here at the Bruderhof, that can mean anything from designing products for our businesses to cooking meals, teaching in the schools, washing laundry, whatever. All work, even the most routine, commonplace work, is a form of worship if it's done with love and dedication, as if we're doing it for Christ. I like to think of it that it's a way for us to prove our love to Him with our deeds every day of the week. As I mentioned earlier in some of my videos, I can't remember which, part of my job here is taking care of the public places here at the Mount community and making sure they're clean and tidy and welcoming. Sometimes I really enjoy it, and sometimes, as with probably any other job in the world, I can think of a lot of other things I'd rather be doing, like being with my kids or something, or doing art or something, or cooking. Anyway, but I try to remember why I'm doing it and that my calling is to live in community, and whatever practical hands and feet that may take, that always helps when I think of the big thoughts. Of course, there are a lot of different jobs that need doing, and it may look like one or the other is more important. For example, someone who's a doctor or a school or high school principal. Sometimes those jobs can look glamorous, but actually no job is seen as higher or lower here, and everyone is valued for what they're able to contribute. In fact, one of the older sisters here, Cosette Wareham, she manages a few hours each day in the school library, and I always find it inspiring to see her making her way there. Actually, I should say I'm a little jealous of her making her way there. She goes up in the golf cart. Anyway, but she puts a lot of love into sorting through books that have been signed out, and you just know that she's giving all her energy to that job as much as anybody else is in their job. So I'm going to kind of end off here, I guess. I'll probably keep talking for a long time, but this is hopefully my last big thought. By giving a little example of how that shows kind of how working together and caring for each other can play out in community. So as some of you already may know from my other videos and other things, our communities have two main businesses that provide our livelihood. So that's Community Playthings, which designs and manufactures wooden classroom and play equipment for schools and daycares. And then there's Riften Equipment, which makes adaptive equipment for people with disabilities. Amazingly, a side note here, despite all the economic uncertainty of the last year, both businesses are actually doing quite well. So things did slow down last spring, but there's still plenty of work. And so what we have here, we call them a work evening, which is exactly what it sounds like. Once the little kids are tucked in and the older kids are busy with their homework, everyone else who can shows up at the workshop and puts in an hour or so of work. On just a practical level, this is a great way to get lots done. You can ask the factory foreman. 80 people show up and you have 80 hours of work, which is 2 weeks of work for one person. I'm not good at math, but kind of thereabouts. But it's also a great way to have community. Often it seems like the days and weeks whiz by, and especially now when we aren't able to gather for meals or meetings, I sometimes go for a couple days or even weeks without seeing this or that person because we work in different places or live in different houses. Anyway, so I find that a work evening is an opportunity to connect with someone I don't usually spend time with, to find out how their day went and hopefully encourage them along the way, or I often find myself being encouraged, and hopefully get some work done at the same time. But of course now with COVID, it's not like 80 people are all like together in one place. It's very nicely spread out, and everybody's wearing glasses, like eye protection and ear protection and masks, which also helps with the talking. So I think that probably everyone wearing masks, more work gets done. So I'm sure the factory foreman is pretty happy with that. Anyway, so that was just a couple things about work and the Bruderhof and stuff like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.